HTB family, how's it going? Welcome to Hold the Ball. Hope you guys are well. Thank you again for tuning in. It's going to be the preview of the Aussies who'll be versing the Kiwis in a very it's obviously a do or die clash in the semi-finals. But before I get into it, hit that intro. Alright guys, here we go. Right, no mucking around. We've got here the semis here between Australia and New Zealand, and we all know that I suppose this is as big as it gets, particularly for the nations here that are remaining in the semi-finals. Look, it's no secret that Australia continue to impress and have always impressed when it comes to the Rugby League World Cup. Statistics would say that. Their wins would say that it is what it is. They are the monster of rugby league, and I mean that in a complimentary way. They are just they're unbeatable virtually up against New Zealand, who they're tier one. Up against Australia, they're virtually tier 3 or tier 2. Now, obviously, this game here, it's a very tough battle here for New Zealand, I suppose. And I suppose I need to stress that regardless of New Zealand's ambitions, I suppose, you still got to understand here that Australia is still a very, very good team. Now, we all know how both these teams have done leading up to this match here. Australia have been firm, strong, steadfast, right? Whereas New Zealand has been, though they've won, it's been a bit shaky, I suppose, to a degree, leaving a lot of questions. And myself being a very hardcore Kiwis fan, love the team to bits, I still, and finding myself, I suppose, even questioning, where New Zealand sort of fall into this. So obviously both these teams will come in. The team list has been shown, not necessarily in order per se, but the players will play in the likes of Edokar, Regan Campbell-Gillard as well, right, for Australia, Munster, Cleary, you know what I mean, Hunt. As for New Zealand, it's Hiku, right? You got the likes of obviously Manu, the likes of Jerome Hughes, Dylan Brown, right, Nasan Asofa Solomona, Leota as well, for example. So again, it's just going to be a very physical, barnstorming game. Now, I really look here at the forward pack as well to try and dictate the battle. I definitely believe that New Zealand may have just a slight edge over Australia in the forwards department. But in all honesty, quite literally, the halves department, you got to give this here to Australia, and obviously the backs, you got to give it to Australia. It wasn't that long ago when people were saying that the New Zealand pack, the spine as a whole was the best in the world, and obviously fast forward and here we go, we're looking at Australia absolutely dominate. This game here for my, like I touched, is going to be a forward battle, but I generally think it's going to be a battle of the spine in the sense that which team can just establish a platform for their team to basically build on, to make quick play of the balls again, to organize attack, and which team also is able to, I suppose, strategically place themselves defensively, defending. It's really that type of game here. Now, in all honesty, like I touched on before, though obviously these teams in the semi-finals, I still think that Australia is still above and beyond, in my own opinion, compared to New Zealand. Like that's just the reality of what it is, right? In terms of tipping, look, as much as I'd like to say New Zealand, I think I've got to be upfront here in my own opinion. I'm going to give this here to Australia, and I think they win this by 13 plus, and I reckon they win it by a good 18 to 20 points. I'm trying everything I can here to obviously back the Kiwis. I really am, but when you see this Australian squad, they're made of dynamite, right? They're just invincible. They're a literal juggernaut. They're New Zealand's kryptonite, pretty much. And obviously, it's all good and well to sing players' praises individually, perhaps, but I just see it that way now. In terms of Australia's game plan, I think it's going to be simple, keeping the simple structure. They've basically kept it simple the whole way, and why wouldn't they continue with New Zealand, right? As for New Zealand, their spine has not really played much at all, and they're up against the best spine, right, in the competition right now in the world. And so again, how do you adjust, right? The likes of Tedesco, right, Cleary, Munster, and then obviously Harry Grant, right, versus Joseph Manu, right, Brown, Hughes, and Brandon Smith. Again, it's just, I don't know, like obviously both these names are very tasty and sound, and and again brings a lot to the imagination. But I think I still got to give this one here to Australia, and if I'm being honest, quite comfortably actually. But yeah, like I said, I'm going to tip Australia for this one here. 13 plus between 18 and 20 points. Anytime try score, look, Adokar, I reckon, definitely. And for New Zealand, I think for mine, I reckon, just go with Joe Manu, right? The centres as well, I don't know. For New Zealand, bit iffy. Again, for Australia, it is what it is. I'm sorry, I'm trying to be really optimistic here. Like I said, big Kiwis fan, but what do you do? I mean, it's one of those games where I need to see New Zealand win in order for me to be proven wrong. Unfortunately, in this situation here, yes, I want the Kiwis to win, absolutely, but it is what it is. All right. Anyway, take it easy. See you guys next time. Give me your thoughts, and just remember, hold the ball. Go the Kiwis.